You want me to start this one? Welcome, everybody. And today is October the 3rd. And if you're here for this episode, you know what October the 3rd represents.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy King Germ, one half of Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Each and every Friday, Queen Germ and myself drop an episode to show the people how Pod and Saved Our Marriage. Now, we're not like most married couples. Most of the time we disagree, but that's the beauty of the show. So, when you get through listening to Sparrows on the Review, come give us a listen. Each and every Friday on any DSP, go look for Pod and Saved Our Marriage.
Hey, everybody, I'm Stacey.
And I'm JR.
And we are Sparrows Under Review. Today we would like to talk about Taylor Swift, The Life of a Showgirl.
Hey, look, this is your show. You
no,
got...
I am not leading this. You know I don't lead these things. I don't do it.
Something like this, you need to.
No, you're supposed to be the interviewer and ask me questions about this.
No, you're a podcaster too. So
No,
let me get this thing straight out here real quick. So, an album release along with a video release. In my opinion, on this whole matter, the album and the video presentation, the movie that is offered in movie theaters for a weekend engagement, are two separate topics you would have to talk about today. I wonder what that noise was. Always some random stuff. Now, me personally, we're seeing Taylor Swift ascend to the status of the greatest artist of all time. She has broken records set by Michael Jackson. Mm-hmm. She is moving into her, what people are teasing as her Thriller phase. But I am here to tell you, as of today, I don't want to make that comparison again. Mm. I don't want to sit here and belittle either artist because both of them have great artistry.
Right.
What I do want to say, though, is if we're going to do a comparison of this music video to something that Michael Jackson has done, this is Michael Jackson's Remember the Time video. If you're familiar with the video, you'll understand that I'm giving both of them great praise. Mm-hmm. But as a deterrent, I want to make this out here so no one will argue or hear it different than me. This music video was not her Thriller video.
No. I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. And there's going to be a lot of people that will enjoy it. But I get what you're saying. The hype that was behind this presentation, like you said, people were comparing it to the Michael Jackson Thriller stuff. And I didn't get that.
I didn't either. The composition of the album, listening to all the songs now, mind you, coming from my catalog, we were sitting here playing Fatal Fury Cry of the Wolves on Sony PlayStation 5. Mm-hmm. And we were using Apple Music subscription. Yep. Listening to it on the PlayStation while you were training for your future tournament in Fatal Fury, yes. Cry of the Wolves. And the thing is that like I listened to it genuinely. I listened to the first 3 songs before you got out of the shower. Mm-hmm. I was highly impressed with the album. So can we talk about the album first? If you don't care?
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, like okay. I just, like I said, you're the one that leads this because I can give my opinion, but I'm no authority in any type of music, and I know you're not really either, but you do have that background and intelligence to make it make sense.
Okay. So what I will say here is this album made me feel like I was inside of a David Bowie type feel.
Okay.
When he did Ziggy Stardust, when Garth Brooks became Chris Gaines, when they did something experimental, and it came out with a different sound. Now, not every song on this album is tailored to what Taylor was doing. There were some different songs on here. The ending song was tailored to what she's doing. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Sabrina Carpenter for being excellent in her position, and I will get into that song later because that's going to be something that we're going to kind of get deep on real fast. Now, me personally, I was excited because you're excited for it.
Yeah.
At the same time, I listen to all kinds of music, which I do, and the more and more we went through the rest of the tracks, because you were playing the game. What?
If you're going to look at me, you have to look at me in the mirror. You're going off like this.
We're not recording video.
I understand that, but the sound
The sound sounds fine.
The sound is messing up every time you look at me.
All right, well, either way, what I got to do here real quick, you all, we use a computer all the time or some type of iPad, some type of Apple product. I've got to pull up the track list here because that's one thing that I will say. No matter my memory on anything, I do not remember track list of any album. That's just not me. But the great thing is Google, and it will give you every little thing here. Now, I'm flipping over here to Wikipedia, and I will be passing this back over to Stacey because this is where she takes over when it comes to the aspect of the fan. Now, understand, everybody, when I say that a fan, she's the actual Swiftie in the household. I am a connoisseur of every single type of music. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate the conceptualness of this album. I do not do comparisons of one artist's work to another artist's work like the album she did before because those are different time periods. I don't feel that it always gives the best intelligence on what that person's feeling. And that's one thing I will tie into the video. You get when you go see this in movie theaters, if you haven't already seen it, because I don't know if it is on limited release or not. I don't have that knowledge, so I can't say that. But going to see that in the movie and then listening to the album, if I could have done it all over again, I would have loved to see the movie earlier in the day and then listen to the album after I went to the movie.
I agree. It's not that I was disappointed in hearing the album first and then watching it in theaters, because I do feel like you get a completely different experience in the AirPods, because that's how I listened to all but the last two songs the first time through was in the AirPods. So I just, it didn't give me the Eras Tour feeling. I know that we weren't going into that expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I mean, I wasn't disappointed, but it wasn't that, oh my gosh, this is what I was feeling. I think that was more because we had that build up to it and we were all experiencing it live or on the grainy TikTok screens. So we were expecting that much. Does that make sense at all to you?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Now, me as a person where I've followed everything and I've gone from the Eras Tour movie to this now, which the first thing that you have to do as a listener, as a viewer of anything that goes on here, understand, like I said about this comparison, do not compare the video companion of The Life of a Showgirl to what you get from the Eras Tour, because they're two different things. The Eras Tour video is a music concert documentary. And at that, it's not truly a documentary because it's just them filming her performing.
Right.
You don't get any deep depth intel from the Eras Tour that you get here, which in previous things that she's done, you do. Mm-hmm. So if you take that out the window and do like we said about reimagining things, if you purely go on the idea that Taylor Swift is doing her version of Remember the Times for a video, I was happy with it.
Right. And I think most of it comes along the lines of everybody out here looking for those Easter eggs and overanalyzing everything. Like, so far in this moment, as we are having this conversation, she had stated there were only 12 tracks. So, I don't know. I'm not saying there's not something coming because I don't dig that deep into that. I'm not that intelligent to keep up with that, I guess. But like you said, I did enjoy it for what it was. I've never watched anything like that. The closest thing, like you said, was the whole Michael Jackson thing, but that was a completely different take and different experience.
Right. And I do want to ask you a question. Have you ever actually watched the Thriller movie video?
Whatever you put on that you have me watch all the time.
Okay, so you have never seen it then?
I don't.
Because Stacey's watched with me Moonwalker, and then we watched a concert of his, the one that HBO did live in Budapest in 1992. So we will actually sit down and watch Thriller. Okay. And you'll see why later I say that there's no comparison to that.
Right.
But remember the time from 1992. This is dead on. It was Michael's vision, just like it was Taylor's vision. And let's just leave it at this: 2 artistries, 2 amazing things. Now, let's dive into the album, because that's what I was talking about earlier. Now, when it comes to the genre of music, with the heavy emphasis on synth type things and the different varieties inside this music, this is 100% a pop album to me. I know that it will have certain contemporary things for soft rock, which we call that yacht rock where I'm from. She would have been in tune and most definitely cool with Michael McDonald back in the day on this album, or Kenny Loggins. As far as like what really dug deep to me and like what connected me to this album, there are 12 tracks, correct. The second track, the 4th track, and the 12th track. Now, understand with me, and this is just personally me, I like an album, I can listen to this album front to back because I've already heard it twice now. But today, you can't judge an album when you just listen to it one day.
Right.
I've got to come back 2 or 3 years from now and say, like, hey, that was the definitive Taylor Swift album. You can't do that right now. And it would be unfair and unjust for me to do that for anybody that's in our audience listening right now for me to say that. What I will say this: I don't do comparisons of previous albums, but with this being conceptual, I like the idea of doing the concept. The reason that track 2, which is Elizabeth Taylor, track 4, which is Father Figure, and track 12, The Life of a Showgirl featuring Sabrina Carpenter, hit me is because those are the ones that are going to get the most commercial success from the get-go.
Okay.
And we know that they did do a video to one of them.
The Fate of Ophelia.
The Fate of Ophelia.
That was the first one.
Yeah, that was what we went to go see too. And with that song, you know that is the storyline that tells you why the record looks the way it does. The rest of the aesthetics for the album, it gives you the foundation.
Right. And I like that she talks about that stuff in detail, and you get her humor. You get the wittiness. You also get her behind the scenes stuff and working with everybody. I think the most exciting part of this to me was seeing all of the Eras Tour dancers back
in the music video.
Yeah.
Now going to the music though, looking at this definitive track list here that you can see in front of you, give me your picks like I did on that, if you don't mind. Huh?
How many?
It doesn't matter how many.
How many did you do?
I only filmed 3 songs that tie me into this right now.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna say the first one, Fate of Ophelia, Honey, and Father Figure sticks out to me as well, and then Opalite. I think those are the 4.
Okay. So let's talk about this Father Figure. I like the credit that was given to George Michael. Now, this song has 2 takes for the audience, and I just want to jump into this real quick. There's going to be an explicit version, and then there's going to be the PG-13 version.
Yep.
When you get the PG-13 version, I understand we've got to make sure those young Swifties out there get a version that makes sense.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, but this is for the older people. This is for the established people. Like, I'm not saying you can't take your kids to this, but, you know, we want the raw, unedited Taylor Swift whenever we're seeing it in theaters. Like, I was a little sad that we got the edited version in theaters. Like, maybe they could have made 2 different versions or something and let the parents choose, but I'm being selfish. I don't give a shit about the kids whenever it comes to this music.
Okay, now, in reference to what she's talking about, and we're jumping from the music to the video, the movie we watched, the movie does not allow for the profanity in any song whatsoever.
Right.
They clean it up. You know, we know she got to deal with Disney, so she got to do things right. I'm cool with that. Because me, as a person, hearing the foul language on the album makes me know that she's a grown-up. And the way that she says things. So when I hear cussing, and it's different than in other music, because I like to hear it in other music, but when it's in a pop-type, rock-type sound, it's more authentic. Like, I'm like, she's edgy.
Right. She doesn't make it seem dirty and derogatory.
Right.
She makes it make sense of how her vocabulary and
Right.
I
Her,
don't know,
her and
her
Sabrina,
artistry comes together.
her and Sabrina Carpenter kind of got that kind of thing going. Now, if Billie Eilish did, I'm going to look funny at her. I'm like, Billie, you know you're not supposed to be talking like that. And, you know, anybody else, you know, if it only surprises me at Christina Aguilera, because she used to get away with stuff like this, her and Pink.
Yeah.
But if Mariah Carey said something like this back in the day, or Whitney Houston, I'm going to look at them all foul. So, enough there. Now, the Father Figure song, I like the track. Once you get the story behind it from the video, that was what was most intriguing to me, that the song by George Michael tied into her, and it was something that she liked, which it is a great song. And shout out to George Michael as a writer, too, because him and her, and quite a, you know, that you see an influence on her, and you hear it there. Elizabeth Taylor is going to be a song that people misconstrue.
Right.
I'm going to say 100%. I'm sorry I'm doing all the talking.
No,
But-
I'm fine with that. You know that.
But Elizabeth Taylor, the first thing that someone's going to be doing is they're going to be like, oh, Elizabeth Taylor, is she making a reference to Michael Jackson? People are going to look at this song and try to find the Easter egg or something in there or anywhere, and there's no Easter egg. She's talking about Elizabeth Taylor, the actor. She's not talking about Elizabeth
Chris.
Taylor, the actress. She's not talking about Elizabeth Taylor and Michael Jackson and what went on in their lives. That's one thing I do want to say one last time in this. This album has no reference or no any meaning to Michael Jackson, so we'll leave it there, and that's the last you'll hear of it from me. Now, when I go forward with The Life of a Showgirl, that was a great song, but I have some issues with it. And this issue goes to Sabrina Carpenter. I have heard Sabrina Carpenter on video live, and I have heard her on Saturday Night Live and different things. I've never seen her in person.
Tiny desk.
Tiny desktop, yeah. But here's the thing. I felt like on this song, just like I felt like with Post Malone, certain type of creative entities, of either it's the brand, like the record company or somebody, they tamed them. Because Sabrina Carpenter, I'm not saying she's a better singer,
Right.
but she was mellowed down on this song. And this is, I'm giving an honest critique, because when you listen to it, compare it to any of the new stuff that Sabrina has out or anything that she does, they kept her tame on this song.
I felt like they blended their voices too much.
Right. But did you kind of get what I'm saying? Like, they tamed Sabrina.
I get what you're saying, but you also got to remember when they did whatever they did, and she did what she wanted to do. So that's, but I get that you have your opinions, and I'm not taking that away from you, but this was probably created and discussed when Sabrina wasn't what she is right now. Because like what she is now, her songs are getting more damn type songs.
Right.
And she could have been like, hey, let's do the tameness before the storm. Kind of.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not in either one of their heads, so I don't know.
Right.
But it could have just been like that. But I do feel like, I don't know. I wish there was a little better distinction between the two of them.
Right. And maybe I'll just have to listen to it in my AirPods
Right.
and hear a
Right.
difference. Because like I tell her, like we both can agree, listening to music, it can be different. We listen to it on a TV. We listen to it on projectors.
Yeah.
We listen to it in a car. But in your ears personally, when it's just you, and usually if you're working, you hear better than when you're just sitting around.
Right.
Because you put more attention to the music than what you're doing now.
Right.
Oh,
And like I
damn.
said, that's one that I didn't listen to in my earbuds.
Okay. Now, my next critique, it was only one song that's going to cause controversy, and that's going to be canceled.
Why?
Canceled's going to cause controversy because of the things that went on with a lady that I won't give any attention to, but we'll just say she's Deadpool's wife.
But, I mean, we don't know that for sure.
What I'm saying is somebody's going to make speculation.
Right. And that's what she's saying. Like, basically, y'all can hate whoever you hate, but I'm not going to form my opinion based off of what you think. And I don't give a fuck if you don't like it.
Right.
And I do appreciate that part. and that song. So I think this is one, once I hear it a few times, it's going to be like, okay, yeah, hell yeah. Because once you listen to the lyrics and the everything tied together, it's different. So it's not like her going out there and being like, oh, you hate this person so much, but it's okay, I'm going to keep it in my back pocket. No, it's this person did nothing wrong to me, nothing wrong to hurt me. So I cannot hate this person. I can sit there and judge you and not like what you've done, but if you didn't hurt me, it don't matter.
Okay. And I can give you that.
Yeah.
Now, overall as an album, conceptually wise, coming out today, I feel like it has a very strong showing.
Mm-hmm.
There was no competition with it.
Right. I mean, in our opinion, it's hard for us to go to theaters much anymore.
Right. And no offense to any artists that came out this week, I feel bad for you. You should have waited another week. 2 artists in particular, won't name your names, but y'all could have picked a different date.
It's all right.
Now, going into the movie aspect, I want to give you just a flat breakdown. I will say that this is geared and guided towards the heavy fan.
Yeah. And I mean, it is exactly what it is. It's a release party on this album. It's like if you were sitting in front of her and she was telling you about this album on a one-on-one level, like this is the experience you're going to get out of this release show.
Right. So don't expect any more or less.
Right.
Because if you do, you will be highly disappointed.
Right. And there could be Easter eggs in any of this. We don't know. I don't investigate that deep. But it is exactly what it said it was. And that's it.
Right. Nothing more, nothing less. So I will say this, in the near future, something like this is going to take off because she's doing this, and more people are going to do things like this to elevate their music.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and she still has 3. She's doing 3 TV interviews. The Graham Norton show, which she already has recorded. Jimmy Fallon, and what was the guy's name? The late night guy.
Seth Meyer.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
So overall, I will say that this was a good experience. I can't rate the album today.
Right.
It's brand new, too new. As far as the video sequence, diehard fans go see this. If you are not a diehard fan, this is something that you could give to a family member or take them out that likes Taylor Swift, and you will get brownie points.
Yeah. I think everybody that is a Taylor Swift fan should go enjoy it this weekend. You might as well. It's not going to hurt nothing except for, help her get some numbers up.
And shout out to Cinemark Movie Theater for having them comfortable ass seats.
Yes. Thank you so much. And on that note, we want to take the time to thank everybody for hanging in. Let us know down in the comments what you thought of this album and which track was your favorite, because I want to know, and we'll read it on next week's show.
So I'm JR.
And I'm Stacey.